A vision for a better future is more than a mere aspiration. It is a bold, transformative concept that guides the collective efforts of individuals, communities, and nations toward a more just, equitable, and sustainable world. It is a vision that not only addresses the challenges of today, but anticipates the needs of tomorrow. This vision is built on the belief that progress is possible, that change can occur, and that we have the power, both individually and collectively, to create a world that reflects our highest ideals and aspirations. At the heart of this vision is the idea that all people, regardless of their race, gender, socioeconomic status, or background, deserve equal opportunities to thrive. A better future is one where everyone has access to the resources, opportunities, and support they need to live fulfilling, meaningful lives. It is a world where systemic inequalities, whether rooted in poverty, discrimination, or social exclusion, are dismantled, and where people are not held back by the circumstances of their birth, but are empowered to reach their fullest potential. A vision for a better future calls for a shift in how we see one another, not as competitors or strangers, but as interconnected human beings deserving of respect, dignity, and fairness. Education is one of the cornerstones of this vision. It is through education that individuals are empowered to transform their lives, overcome obstacles, and contribute meaningfully to society. In a better future, education is not a privilege for the few, but a universal right for all. Every child, no matter where they are born, should have access to quality education that prepares them not only for the workforce, but for the challenges of an ever-changing world. This education should be holistic, not limited to traditional academic subjects, but also emphasizing critical thinking, creativity, emotional intelligence, and a sense of social responsibility. In this future, education should foster a generation of individuals who are not only knowledgeable but also compassionate, innovative, and capable of leading with integrity. A better future also entails economic justice, where the wealth and resources of the world are shared more equitably. Currently, the gap between the rich and the poor continues to widen, with a small elite controlling vast amounts of wealth, while millions of people around the world live in poverty or struggle to meet their basic needs. In a vision for a better future, this disparity would no longer be tolerated. Economic systems would be restructured to prioritize human well-being over profit maximization, ensuring that every person has access to a fair income, decent work, and a dignified life. This future would emphasize sustainability over exploitation, where the environment is protected and the economy is designed to benefit the many rather than the few. Workers would be treated with dignity, paid fairly for their labor, and given the opportunity to thrive. The focus would be on creating a balanced, just economy that provides everyone with the means to live a secure, healthy, and prosperous life. In this future, the concept of health would also be redefined. Good health is not only the absence of illness, but the presence of well-being in all aspects of life. Access to quality healthcare would no longer be a privilege, but a fundamental right, available to all people regardless of their economic situation or where they live. In this vision, healthcare would be preventative, accessible, and inclusive, addressing both physical and mental health with equal importance. Communities would be supported in living healthy, fulfilling lives through improved access to nutritious food, clean water, and safe living environments. The pursuit of health would be integrated into every aspect of society, from education to urban planning, ensuring that people are empowered to take care of their bodies and minds. Environmental sustainability is also an essential part of this vision. The future we envision is one where the planet's resources are respected and protected, not exploited for short-term gain. Climate change is one of the most pressing challenges of our time, and a vision for a better future includes urgent, transformative action to combat environmental degradation, preserve biodiversity, and transition to a sustainable, low-carbon economy. In this future, cities would be green and livable, designed to minimize waste and pollution while maximizing green spaces and clean energy. Communities would be resilient, able to adapt to environmental challenges while also contributing to the restoration of ecosystems. A better future is one where economic development does not come at the expense of the environment, but where the two work hand in hand to create a sustainable world for future generations. Equally important in this vision is the creation of inclusive societies where diversity is celebrated and people from all walks of life can live without fear of discrimination or prejudice. This future envisions a world where everyone, regardless of their race, gender, sexuality, religion, or disability, is treated with respect and equality. Societies would embrace the differences that make each person unique, seeing these differences as strengths rather than threats. This vision for a better future requires an ongoing commitment to dismantling systems of oppression and ensuring that every person has the freedom to live authentically and without fear of being marginalized. In this future, there would be no place for racism, sexism, homophobia, or any form of discrimination. Every individual's humanity would be recognized and justice would be served equally to all. A vision for a better future is also one of peace, where conflict is resolved through dialogue, understanding, and cooperation. It is a world where violence is no longer seen as a solution to disagreements, where diplomacy and collaboration replace war and division. In this future, international cooperation would be the norm, and nations would work together to solve global challenges, from poverty to climate change. A culture of peace would be cultivated, where people are taught the values of empathy, understanding, and conflict resolution from a young age. The goal would be to build relationships based on mutual respect and shared goals, with a focus on creating a peaceful, interconnected world. In this vision, leadership plays a crucial role. It is leadership that guides societies toward justice, equality, and sustainability. Leaders must be accountable to the people they serve, making decisions based on the welfare of all, not just the powerful. They must act with integrity, putting the needs of their citizens above personal or political gain. True leadership is not about power, it is about service and responsibility to the greater good. Leaders of the future will be those who inspire others, who foster collaboration, and who prioritize long-term goals over short-term gains. Ultimately, a vision for a better future is one that seeks to build a world where all people have the opportunity to thrive in every aspect of their lives. It is a world that is just, equitable, sustainable, and peaceful. It is a world where each individual is valued, where diversity is celebrated, and where every person is empowered to live a life of dignity and fulfillment. While the path to this future may be challenging, it is a future that is worth striving for it reflects the highest aspirations of humanity, the desire to create a world that is better for all, now and for generations to come. Perseverance in adversity is one of the most profound qualities that define human strength and resilience. It is a powerful force that allows individuals to overcome challenges, navigate through difficulties, and emerge stronger from the trials they face. Life, by its very nature, is full of unpredictable obstacles, setbacks, and hardships. Yet it is in these moments of adversity that our true character is revealed. The ability to persevere in the face of adversity is not something we are born with, it is something that is cultivated over time through experience, determination, and a willingness to face life's challenges head-on. At its essence, perseverance is the decision to keep going, even when the path is unclear, when the obstacles seem insurmountable, and when the future feels uncertain. It is about refusing to be defined by the difficulties we encounter, instead choosing to rise above them. Life will inevitably present us with moments when we feel as though we are being pushed to our limits, when every step forward feels heavier than the last. During these times, it is easy to give in to despair, to throw in the towel, or to surrender to the weight of our circumstances. But it is precisely in these moments of struggle that the power of perseverance can turn the tide. The journey through adversity often involves facing not only external challenges but internal battles as well. The mind, when faced with hardship, can become a battlefield of doubt, fear, and uncertainty. It is easy to believe that failure is imminent, that we are not strong enough, or that our goals are out of reach. These thoughts are natural, but they do not define our ultimate outcome. Perseverance is the ability to quiet those voices of doubt and to push forward, even when we cannot yet see the fruits of our labor. It is about having faith, not in the immediate result, but in the process itself. We do not always know how things will turn out, but the act of pressing forward despite the odds is what leads to eventual success. In every challenge we face, there is an opportunity to grow. Adversity is not a barrier, it is a teacher. Through difficulty, we learn not only about the world around us, but also about our own capabilities. When we are pushed to our limits, we often discover strengths and abilities we never knew we possessed. The capacity for resilience and perseverance lies dormant within us, waiting to be awakened by life's struggles. And the more we persevere, the stronger that resilience becomes. Over time, it builds layer by layer, until it becomes an intrinsic part of who we are. It is this quality that enables individuals to face greater challenges with courage and confidence, knowing that they have already conquered hardships before and can do so again. One of the most remarkable aspects of perseverance is that it often leads to unexpected breakthroughs. There is a temptation to believe that when things are not going as planned, it is a sign of failure. But in reality, setbacks and failures are often the precursors to success. Many of history's greatest achievements were born from adversity. The great inventors, entrepreneurs, and leaders who changed the world did not succeed on their first attempt. They encountered failure after failure, disappointment after disappointment, yet they did not give up. Instead, they used those setbacks as stepping stones, learning from each mistake, refining their methods, and continuing to push forward. In this way, perseverance transforms failure from a setback into a stepping stone towards success. In addition to individual resilience, perseverance also requires the support of others. While the journey of overcoming adversity is personal, it is rarely a solitary one. We all need encouragement, guidance, and compassion from those around us. During difficult times, the people we surround ourselves with can make all the difference. Having a support system of family, friends, mentors, or even community members can provide the strength and motivation needed to keep moving forward. Their belief in us can serve as a reminder that we are not alone in our struggles. This collective strength fuels our perseverance, helping us to keep going when our own energy may be depleted. It is important to acknowledge the role of these relationships, as they often provide the emotional sustenance that allows us to continue on our path. The beauty of perseverance in adversity lies in its ability to transform not just the individual, but the world around them. When we persevere, we set an example for others. Our actions show those around us that obstacles can be overcome, that no matter the difficulty, there is always a way forward. Perseverance becomes contagious. It inspires others to adopt the same determination, to keep fighting for what they believe in, and to push past their own limitations. In this way, perseverance in adversity not only shapes our personal journey, but also contributes to the strength of our communities, inspiring a collective resolve to confront and overcome the challenges of life together. In many ways, adversity is inevitable. It is a part of the human experience. However, the way we respond to adversity is what truly matters. It is not the hardship itself that defines us, but our ability to rise above it. When we persevere, we take control of our destiny. We do not allow the circumstances of our lives to dictate who we are or what we can achieve. Instead, we choose to define ourselves by our actions, our determination, and our refusal to quit. Perseverance, therefore, becomes a declaration of our strength, an affirmation that no matter what life throws our way, we will rise and continue. In conclusion, perseverance in adversity is not simply about enduring hardship, it is about transforming that hardship into a catalyst for growth and success. It requires strength, resilience, and an unwavering belief that we are capable of overcoming any challenge that stands in our way. It is not always easy, and at times it may feel as though the weight of the world is on our shoulders. Yet in those moments, it is crucial to remember that perseverance is what will carry us through. It is the force that will keep us moving forward, even when the path seems unclear. And when we emerge on the other side, we will find that we are not only stronger but wiser, more capable, and more prepared for the next challenge that awaits. Perseverance in adversity is not just about survival, it is about thriving in the face of difficulty and embracing the opportunities that hardship presents for growth. Humility and accountability are two deeply interconnected virtues that shape the foundation of personal growth, ethical behavior, and strong relationships. At their core, they guide individuals toward recognizing their limitations, accepting responsibility for their actions, and fostering a mindset of continuous learning and improvement. In a world that often values pride, self-promotion, and personal success, the quiet strength of humility and accountability can sometimes be overlooked. Yet it is precisely these qualities that allow individuals to build meaningful lives that are not only successful but also genuine, compassionate, and impactful. Humility, in its most essential form, is the ability to recognize and accept our own limitations and imperfections. It is not about self-deprecation or pretending to be less than we are, but rather about understanding that no matter how accomplished we become, there is always more to learn. Humility encourages a mindset of openness and curiosity, making room for new ideas and perspectives. It calls on us to acknowledge that we are not superior to others, that our achievements do not place us above those around us, and that we can learn from everyone we encounter. Humility means having the courage to admit that we do not know everything and that we need others to help us grow. It is the foundation for developing empathy, as it allows us to see others as equals and understand that each person has a unique story and value to offer. In practice, humility often manifests as a willingness to listen, to seek advice, and to learn from those with different experiences or viewpoints. It enables us to approach challenges with a sense of grace, understanding that we may not have all the answers, but that the pursuit of knowledge and improvement is a lifelong endeavor. True humility does not diminish our sense of self-worth, but rather strengthens it by grounding us in a reality that acknowledges both our strengths and our weaknesses. It allows us to take pride in our abilities while remaining aware that there is always room for growth, both personally and professionally. Accountability, closely linked to humility, is the practice of taking responsibility for our actions, decisions, and their outcomes. It means owning up to the choices we make, both good and bad, and accepting the consequences that arise from them. Accountability is not just about admitting mistakes, but also about being proactive in addressing them and ensuring that we do not repeat the same errors. When we are accountable, we demonstrate integrity by aligning our actions with our values and following through on our commitments. It is the willingness to stand by our decisions, even when the consequences are difficult or uncomfortable. The importance of accountability in personal growth cannot be overstated. Without it, we are prone to blaming others or external circumstances for our failures, which limits our capacity for learning and improvement. When we fail to take responsibility for our actions, we rob ourselves of the opportunity to reflect, to understand where we went wrong, and to make the necessary changes that would lead to better outcomes in the future. Accountability is not a form of punishment, it is a tool for personal development. It encourages us to own our mistakes, learn from them, and become better individuals as a result. This process of self-reflection and correction is essential for achieving long-term success and fostering healthy relationships. When humility and accountability are combined, they create a powerful framework for living a life of integrity and growth. Humility allows us to acknowledge our limitations, while accountability pushes us to take responsibility for our actions and strive to do better. Together, these virtues promote a mindset of continuous self-improvement. In our relationships with others, humility fosters respect and understanding, while accountability builds trust and reliability. The people who demonstrate both humility and accountability are often seen as reliable, responsible, and genuine traits that are essential for creating meaningful and lasting connections. Humility and accountability also have a profound impact on leadership. Leaders who embody these virtues inspire confidence and respect among their followers. A humble leader does not place themselves above others, but leads with a sense of shared purpose and empathy. They recognize that their success is not solely their own, but is the result of the efforts and contributions of others. Humility allows a leader to remain open to feedback, to learn from their mistakes, and to continually improve their leadership skills. When leaders are accountable, they take responsibility for their decisions and their impact on the organization or community they serve. They do not deflect blame or make excuses, but instead stand firm in their commitment to doing what is right, even in the face of difficulty. This type of leadership fosters trust and loyalty, as it shows that the leader is not only capable but also responsible and grounded. The practice of humility and accountability is also essential in our broader societal context. In a world that often glorifies individual achievement and personal success, it can be easy to forget the importance of collective responsibility. Humility reminds us that no one achieves success alone and that we must be willing to support and uplift those around us. It calls on us to be aware of the ways in which our actions affect others and to act with consideration for the greater good. Accountability, on the other hand, challenges us to take responsibility for our role in shaping the world around us. It calls on us to consider the impact of our choices not just on ourselves but on the community, the environment, and the future. The synergy of humility and accountability creates a culture of mutual respect, growth, and responsibility. In personal relationships, these virtues foster understanding and compassion, while in the workplace, they encourage a culture of trust, reliability, and collaboration. In leadership, they build credibility and inspire others to lead with integrity. And in society, they create a framework for collective action and responsibility that promotes the well-being of all. Ultimately, humility and accountability remind us that no matter how successful or accomplished we become, we are always connected to others. Our actions have consequences, and we are responsible not only for ourselves but for the world we share. By embracing humility and accountability, we create a life of authenticity, integrity, and continuous growth. We open ourselves up to learning, to acknowledging our mistakes, and to becoming better versions of ourselves, not for the sake of personal gain, but for the benefit of others and the greater good. Unity and solidarity are two powerful forces that transcend the individual, creating a collective strength capable of achieving far more than any one person could alone. These principles are the bedrock of a harmonious society, one where people are not defined solely by their differences, but by their shared humanity and mutual respect. Unity is the sense of togetherness that arises when individuals come together with a common purpose, while solidarity is the support, empathy, and commitment to stand with others in their struggles. Both are essential in fostering strong communities, overcoming adversity, and building a world that reflects our highest ideals. Unity is not about uniformity, but rather about recognizing and embracing diversity while uniting around shared values and goals. It is the acknowledgement that, despite our differences in background, culture, and perspective, we are all interconnected. In a united society, individuals and groups put aside their individual differences in the interest of a greater good. This sense of togetherness brings strength to communities and nations, enabling them to overcome challenges and create positive change. Unity does not mean that every individual must think alike or agree on every issue, but it does mean that they can work together with respect, cooperation, and mutual understanding to achieve common objectives. One of the most beautiful aspects of unity is that it often arises in times of great challenge. History has shown that the most significant moments of collective action are often born out of hardship, struggle, and adversity. During times of war, natural disaster, or social upheaval, people have come together in powerful demonstrations of solidarity to support each other and overcome obstacles. Unity in such times is not just about being physically together, it is about emotional connection, shared purpose, and a deep sense of caring for one another's well-being. When faced with adversity, the strength of unity can provide the resilience needed to push through even the most difficult situations. Solidarity, on the other hand, extends beyond the concept of unity by focusing on the active support and advocacy for others. Solidarity is rooted in empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. It is the recognition that the struggles of one are the struggles of all, and that the victories of one contribute to the victories of the collective. When we show solidarity, we align ourselves with those who are suffering or facing injustice, offering not only emotional support but also practical assistance. Solidarity asks us to stand with others, not only in moments of difficulty but also in their efforts to secure justice, equality, and freedom. It means that we are not passive observers of others' struggles but active participants in the movement to create a better world for everyone. The importance of solidarity is particularly evident in the context of social justice and human rights. Throughout history, movements for civil rights, labor rights, gender equality, and environmental justice have gained momentum because of the solidarity demonstrated by people from diverse backgrounds and walks of life. These movements have been fueled by the understanding that the suffering of one group is a reflection of the suffering of society as a whole. Solidarity is the driving force that encourages individuals to put their own comfort aside in order to advocate for the rights and dignity of others. It is the willingness to speak out against injustice, to fight for those who are marginalized, and to push for systemic change that benefits everyone. Unity and solidarity are not abstract ideals but practical principles that can be applied in our daily lives. In our personal relationships, both unity and solidarity play crucial roles. Unity helps us build stronger bonds with our family, friends, and communities by fostering a sense of common purpose and mutual respect. It allows us to work together to address shared challenges, celebrate achievements, and create a supportive environment where everyone can thrive. Solidarity, meanwhile, prompts us to reach out to others in their times of need, whether that need is emotional, physical, or financial. It encourages us to support one another in times of grief, celebrate one another's successes, and stand by each other when facing adversity. In the workplace, unity is essential for fostering a collaborative and productive environment. A united team works together towards common objectives, overcoming obstacles, and achieving success through shared efforts. Solidarity in the workplace means supporting colleagues, standing up for each other, and advocating for fair treatment and equal opportunities for all employees. It is the commitment to building a culture of inclusivity where every individual feels valued and empowered to contribute to the team's success. When unity and solidarity are present in the workplace, productivity increases, innovation thrives, and people feel more motivated and fulfilled in their work. In larger societal contexts, both unity and solidarity are key to creating positive social change. Communities that embrace unity can better address collective challenges, from addressing poverty and inequality to tackling environmental degradation. Unity enables people to come together, pool their resources, and collaborate on solutions that have a far-reaching impact. Solidarity, meanwhile, ensures that no one is left behind in these efforts. It is the commitment to stand with those who are most vulnerable, to listen to their needs, and to fight for policies and practices that protect their rights. Solidarity is what fuels movements for social justice and ensures that progress is inclusive and equitable. On a global scale, unity and solidarity have the potential to address some of the most pressing issues of our time, from climate change to global health crises. The challenges facing the world today are too great for any one nation or group to solve alone. Climate change, pandemics, and economic inequality are global issues that require the collective action of nations, communities, and individuals. Unity on a global scale involves countries coming together to collaborate, share resources, and work toward common goals. Solidarity, in this context, means recognizing that the impact of these challenges is not evenly distributed, and that the most vulnerable populations need extra support in overcoming these global crises. Unity and solidarity are not always easy to maintain, especially in times of division or disagreement. In a world where differences are often emphasized and where conflicts can easily arise, it can be difficult to find common ground. Yet the very act of striving for unity in such a world is what makes it powerful. It requires individuals to listen, to empathize, and to engage with one another in a spirit of understanding and respect. It challenges us to put aside our individual egos and work for the greater good, recognizing that the strength of a society lies in its ability to come together despite its differences. Solidarity, too, requires a willingness to step outside of ourselves, to actively seek out those in need, and to advocate for them, even when it may be uncomfortable or inconvenient. In conclusion, unity and solidarity are essential pillars of a just, compassionate, and thriving world. They allow individuals, communities, and nations to come together to face challenges, support one another in times of need, and build a future based on shared values and collective strength. In a world that can often feel fragmented, these two virtues serve as a reminder of the power of togetherness and the impact that each person can have when they stand with others. Unity is the thread that binds us together, and solidarity is the active commitment to ensure that no one is left behind. Together, they have the power to transform individuals, communities, and the world as a whole. The legacy of change is a profound concept that transcends time, place, and circumstance. It refers to the enduring impact that an individual, group, or movement can have on the world, even long after their direct influence has ended. Change is an inherent part of the human experience, and the legacy we leave is often shaped by the way we contribute to the evolution of society, culture, and the world itself. Whether through small acts of kindness, transformative ideas, or revolutionary actions, the legacy of change is a reflection of the values, actions, and vision we leave behind. It is the rippling effect of our efforts, which continues to reverberate through the generations, shaping the future in ways we may not always see, but can always feel. Throughout history, the legacy of change has been most apparent in the movements and individuals who challenged the status quo, fought for justice, and sought to improve the human condition. These change makers were often driven by a vision of a better world, one that was more equitable, just, and compassionate. Their efforts, sometimes against overwhelming odds, sparked a transformation that altered the course of history. Figures like Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., Nelson Mandela, and countless others did not simply seek to change their immediate surroundings, they sought to change the very structures that govern society. Their legacies are not defined by the positions they held or the immediate outcomes of their actions, but by the ripple effects of their work, which continue to inspire and move people to action. The power of change is in its ability to inspire others. One individual's commitment to change can inspire a movement, and that movement can inspire generations to come. This is the essence of a legacy of change, the ability to pass on the torch of progress, hope, and justice to those who will carry it forward. The values and principles of change makers are not confined to a specific era, they transcend time and remain a source of inspiration for new generations. Even long after the individual or movement has faded from the public eye, their work continues to influence and shape the world in meaningful ways. The civil rights movements of the 1960s in the United States, for example, laid the groundwork for continued efforts toward racial equality and justice, and their influence is still visible in modern-day activism and movements for social justice. The legacy of change is not always about grand, sweeping reforms or monumental shifts in society. Sometimes change is achieved through smaller, quieter acts that, over time, build up into something much larger than the sum of their parts. It is the collective effort of individuals who stand up for what is right, who challenge injustice, and who work together toward a common goal. These acts may not receive widespread recognition, but they contribute to a larger movement that, over time, leads to meaningful change. In many ways, the true legacy of change is built on these quiet, everyday moments of resistance and progress. Whether it is a teacher who empowers their students, a community organizer who brings people together, or a scientist who advances our understanding of the world, these individuals contribute to the broader fabric of change that shapes the future. A legacy of change is also one of adaptation and resilience. Change is often met with resistance, especially when it challenges established norms, systems, and power structures. Those who seek to bring about change must be prepared for setbacks, obstacles, and opposition. The legacy they leave behind is shaped not only by the successes they achieve, but by the resilience they demonstrate in the face of adversity. It is their ability to persist, to keep moving forward despite the challenges, that creates a lasting legacy. Change makers understand that progress is not always linear, and that setbacks do not define their efforts. Instead, it is their unwavering commitment to the cause of justice, equality, and human dignity that makes their legacy one of lasting impact.